Hello, I'm Sister Josita Nahlen, a Benedictine sister from Fort Smith, Arkansas. I am the oldest child in the family of Joe and Christina Rumker Nahlen. I was born in Conway, Arkansas on July 29, 1917. We were a member of St. Joseph's Church, so I attended St. Joseph's School. I received my desire to become a sister when I was in grade school. Our teachers and the pastor talked often about vocations. They told us to pray every night and ask God what He would like for us to be. And the pastor encouraged the parents to talk to their children about vocations, and if their child had a vocation, they should support them. One year, we had a postulant from the School Sisters of Notre Dame to come to teach in our school. Postulant Pauline had to leave right after school was out in May to go back to St. Louis to prepare for her investiture. Our pastor arranged for 2 cars to go for her investing, and I was invited to go. Then, perhaps in the spring or sometimes later, our parish had a mission, and there was a special session for the young people about vocation. As I listened to the conferences and prayed, a question came to my mind. Is Jesus asking me to be a sister? Well, that was it, but I just thought about it. Then later in the year, probably it was early in the next year, 2 girls who were in my class were going to be Sisters of Mercy. And that summer, there was talk about 3 girls going to St. Louis to join the School Sisters of Notre Dame. Another group was talking about St. Scholastica in Fort Smith, Benedictine community. My parents favored St. Scholastica because my father had a brother and a nephew who were monks at Subiaco, and my Aunt Josie, Sister Richard's mother, had a friend who was a sister at St. Scholastica. So, in the fall of 1934, 5 girls from Conway entered St. Scholastica to become sisters. We were invested on June the 24th, 1935, and my mother was here for my investiture. However, on October 19th, 1935, I received the word that my mother had died. Well, naturally I went into shock. After the funeral, I came back to the convent. I took off my sister clothes and went home to help my father take care of the family. These were hard years. About 3 years after my mother died, our stepmother, really, our Aunt Annie, came to live with us. She asked that we continue to call her Aunt Annie, so she was Aunt Annie all our life. After Aunt Annie was with us, she had an elderly friend, and she made arrangement for me to spend some time with her. Well, I enjoyed this. It was so different. And at Christmas time, we made Christmas decorations. And one of these decorations was a Santa Claus made from an apple. I thought they were so nice, and I got to take one home for each of my brothers and sisters. Also, after Aunt Annie was living with us, I had the opportunity to make trips to Fort Smith. I think I came for the simple profession of the sisters with whom I had entered. There were other times that I came too. But on this one trip before we went home, the ladies decided that we should visit St. Boniface Church in Fort Smith. They had heard it was a beautiful church, so we went. When we got to the church, one of the ladies said, "Now, when we go in, be sure to make a wish." We went into the church, we toured the church, then we spent time in prayer and silence. It was at this time that the question came back to me, does Jesus want me to be a sister? As I sat in silence, a sort of peace came over me, and I seemed to hear a voice say, "Yes, come." I didn't say anything about this for quite some time after I got home. But I did go see my pastor, talk to him. Then I talked to my parents. They were supportive. I still didn't do anything, and finally I wrote to the prioress. I received a letter from her, and preparations began for me to return. So I entered St. Scholastica's the second time in the fall of 1939, in late November. I was invested the next June, June 24th, 1940, and I received the name Sister Josita after my father. I made simple profession on June 24th, 1942, and solemn profession on June 24th, 1945. So I have had my mother's baptismal name, a derivative of my father's name, and in a way, I feel that I have fulfilled an Annie's desire to become a sister. Because one summer when I was home, my cousin, Sister Albertus, who was a school sister in Notre Dame, was visiting her family, and I went to see her. In our conversation, she said, "Did Aunt Annie ever tell you that she wanted to be a sister?" I said, "No, I didn't know it." And Annie lived to be 96 years old. We are so grateful to her, and in her old age, my brothers and sisters gave her excellent care. I am thankful to my parents, my father and mother, and Annie, my brothers and sisters, my community, the pastors with whom I worked on the different missions, the parents of the children I taught, and all who touched my life. I thank God from whom all blessings come. As a whole, I am pleased with what I have done and with what I have become. If any of you out there have a desire, just a thought of maybe wanting to be a sister, come and see. You will spend time in prayer and silence, and you just may hear a small voice say, "Come, I need you. I love you." Goodbye. God bless you.
Oh, wait a minute. Say bye. Bye.
Bye.